TV. I'm Peter Loshak. This is the TPowell College Basketball Show on SBR for January 21st, where the well-respected college basketball handicapper TPowell from SBR Forum talks to us a bit about what he's seeing in college basketball betting at the moment and forecasts a few lines on specific games for us. So thanks again, TPowell.
It's no problem. Just here to really help out the.
Well, last week was very successful. I mean, a lot of the advice that you gave was great. The posters still seem to have a problem with your delivery, though, among other things. Can we talk about some of the comments that they made?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you knew that when you did this show, you were just like putting yourself out there, and anyone could take any kind of shot they wanted at you, fair or not. So you were expecting this, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Totally.
That was one of my reservations.
Right,
doing
of course.
With, but,
Here's this guy, Canuck G. He wrote, hard to take seriously with the accent, plus you sound nervous. I mean, yeah, you're not Walter frickin' Cronkite over here, you know what I mean? But that's, right?
Yeah, it's pretty accurate, but just the information's what I'm, trying to get at, really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why people. I mean, an accent. Who cares how the words come out? Plus, you sound nervous. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit nerve-wracking to be on the spot when you're not expecting it. It's something you have to get comfortable with. You sound a little bit better now than you did. It seems like you're getting a little bit more comfortable each week. Do you feel more comfortable each week?
Yeah, I do. It's just kind of a growing process, I guess.
Right.
Not used to being on the spot, like you said. That's
right. It's just to get used to it. Then this guy, EB Bears FB1, he wrote, sounds like you're about to shit your pants. It's only SBR. Not many people are going to listen. And who are you really trying to impress, JJ and Brock? So, yeah, I mean, yeah, you do sound a little like you're about to shit your pants. That doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? We're just looking for good information, which you gave us last week. And then the legendary II Fold. He wrote, TPowell knows his shit, watches the games and thinks for himself, doesn't need to stare at lines like most people. Bateman, go jack off to a porn, you fucking dork. Leave Powell alone. Yeah, you know what I mean? Bateman, if you're watching this, go fucking jack off to a porn, all right? Fucking dork. Yeah, and then he goes, the Z-Bar, he goes, T-Powell sounds nervous, but I think he's worth taking seriously. He could end up the next Allen Boston. He wouldn't be there if he didn't have any skills. He needs to relax and just enjoy the ride. Yeah. So I think that's good advice. Just relax. You know what I mean? It's not
that's definitely one of the things I've learned at overdoing this,
Yeah, relax.
Yeah.
Just take a breath and just enjoy the ride. You know what I mean? Just enjoy.
Yeah, I think the accent really comes off as
dude. Relax.
As
Seriously.
being nervous, but I don't feel that way.
Okay, right.
Not sure if it sounds like it, but
relax, bro. Relax. Okay. Just enjoy the ride. All right. Okay. And then here's a guy, Profane Reality. He wrote, next show, touch on the formula he used to give each team a power number, or is he just copying guys like Pomeroy and Sagarin? Pick one team and go into detail about how you arrived at their number. Yeah. So just tell us just briefly where did this power rating system come from, and then we know that's not all you use, but how do you arrive at the numbers of these teams?
Well, to start with, this year I didn't have any end-year ratings from my own model, so I had to go elsewhere, and I decided to use the end years from, I think, Sagarin from last year. And at the start of the year, I looked at every team and, just based on, guys leaving, guys coming in, how their program usually plays to, and I came up with numbers for all the teams, and I've tried to stick with them for the good portion of the year and not really edit them, a knee-jerk reaction.
So you start with Sagarin numbers.
This year I had to because I didn't have any, data to work with. But
all right.
At the end of this year, I'll be able to go into next year with my numbers instead of having to copy them over from Sagarin.
All right. Okay, cool. Well, whatever it is that you're doing, at least for the first week of this show, it was very successful, right? You told us that Utah State was a team that you were looking at as being undervalued, and they did cover, I think, 2 games since then pretty easily. You posted in the thread that we should be looking at those games. They did cover. So what do you think about Utah State now, and are there any other teams that have caught your eye, good or bad?
I still think Utah State's a good play. I believe they failed to cover last night. It was a 21-point spread, but I think they did win by like 17.
And not just that, but you specifically said that Utah State was going to be a much better bet as a small favorite or as with the games with competitive lines than when they had those big spreads. That those are the kinds of games where they're not really a good bet.
Yeah, when you have well-coached teams like Utah State, usually you look to bet them in situations like that. your more talented teams are more apt to cover those lines. Well, Utah State doesn't really have that talent. They're just they're just well coached. So that's one of the reasons why I said that and why I believe that.
Right, and you absolutely did point out you were like you're only talking about when they have like competitive lines, I guess in the single digits, not necessarily when they're a big favorite. Are there any other teams that you want to mention that you're looking at either as a fade or a play on in the near future?
One team as a play on is a team that's I believe 3-10 against the spread right now, and it's Mississippi State.
Ah.
They've covered their last two. They're 2-1 since Renardo, Sidney, and DeBost came back and and played together. And the reason they've really looked impressive. I believe the last win was they beat Auburn by 20 points at home, which doesn't say a lot. But the game before, they beat Ole Miss as a 12-point underdog. That was at Ole Miss, and I think they have at least 3 NBA players, potential
Right.
NBA players on. Or I would say probably 2 lottery picks on that team. So
Yeah.
I believe they have a lot of talent, and there's no way that they'll continue to slide. I believe they'll go on a pretty good run to end the year.
Yeah, that's a great kind of team that you want to look at this point in the season. A team that was, maybe underachieving or not covering in the beginning of the season, and then but they have a lot of talent. Maybe they get a roster change like you just mentioned, and then they start covering. So yeah, absolutely.